Lately, I've been talking about a massive shift in consciousness and how we're approaching the fork in the road and it's time to decide what energy you want to surround yourself in. But what happens when we're trying to move into that positive energy, but it feels like the negative energy is like latched onto us? We just can't get away from it no matter how hard we try. Here's what I've noticed about that negative energy and why it keeps coming around. Welcome to the Radiant Sun. My name is Kendra. I'm a spiritual life coach and I help my clients get through the blocks in their lives to get to their ultimate success. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. So now more than ever, it is essential to make sure that the energy that we're allowing into our lives is the energy we want to stay in our lives for years to come. And granted, you can shift your energy and reality all the time, but what is the life that you really want to be living 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And daydreaming about it is very beneficial because it provides the emotions associated with that vision, and the energy that we put out is the energy that we then get. So daydreaming is beneficial, but if we're focused too much on the future, then we're not looking at the present. And we get so confused and frustrated even. We're like, well, we're focusing on this positive energy. Why is the negative energy still here? Why isn't it going away? Well, if you're focusing on the future and not so much the present, then all of the challenges that are facing you right now are then being suppressed. And you can try to tell yourself that you've processed it, or you're just pivoting to a new perspective on life and this has no hold over you. Well, if it's still on your mind and you're making it a point to ignore it and move on, your focus is still there subconsciously because you're making it a point not to look at it, not to pay attention to it. So because you're still thinking about it in terms of, oh, I shouldn't do that, it's still gonna keep coming in because you're putting that energy out. You're thinking about it and it's going to keep coming back to you. So instead of trying to pivot, focus on something more positive and pretend the negative isn't there, look at the negative. Now, I know you might be saying, but Kendra, you've been telling us not to look at the negative energy because it's just flooding our lives lately, between Hollywood falling apart and the government being the government and so on and so forth. There's a million things I could list. But why are you going from telling us to look away from it and then telling us to look directly at it? That makes no sense. I'm saying ignore the adding of more negative energy. Ignore the bait. Ignore the dog tail on the camera. But it really is just that. It's bait. They want us to put our focus there, so then that's where our energy flows. And that's what comes into our lives, and then we're still stuck feeling so depressed and anxious and just defeated and hopeless. But if we look at the challenges, now the challenges in life, they're not going to be everything falling apart around us in the corporate world, let's say. It's going to be a lot more personal than that. It's going to be, say, if you just got your hair done, but you thought you'd be creative and you dyed your hair blue. You love the blue color. It makes you happy. When you look in the mirror, you're so excited. And in front of certain people, you're also excited to show them. But when going maybe out in public or to a family function where you know that there's going to be mixed opinions, you're going to have resistance to go there. You're not going to want to. But generally, when things happen like that, we end up kind of feeling like we have to go. So we end up going, and because we're kind of already feeling that energy without actually having lived it yet, we're kind of setting the mood for it. It's not like we are to blame for what people are doing, but we're setting the mood and we're walking into that energy that we're holding inside of us. So we're already walking into this with a negative mindset, and then we end up getting the judgment, and we're even harder on ourselves, and then we try to ignore it, and it's just so hard because it's eating at us. But what if we went into that just being so firm in our power, so happy about it. It's like, you know what? This was for me, not for you. I love how I look, and it's okay if you don't. I respect your opinion, but it's not going to change my level of happiness. It's not going to change the level of confidence I have in myself. See the difference? It's looking at it and recognizing it for what it is, knowing that the only thing that you can do to change it is to be standing more strongly in your power. It's not trying to run away from the situation because you feel those negative thoughts about it, because that's just going to welcome them in even more. It could be something different than that. Maybe you have strong feelings for someone and they're like your best friend and they don't see you that way. It can be really hard to go along with that friendship and have just a very down energy whenever you think about them or interact with them, because you know that it's not what you want it to be. It's not ignoring the fact that they don't feel the same, that you are not able to have something that you desire, but instead of just look at it head on and say, you know what, I'm going to have to get through this one way or another, because the bottom line is I still care about that person and I cherish the friendship that we do have, because I would rather have them in my life than not at all. And maybe a lot of us can even relate to this. Maybe we went through this, or we know of someone who went through this, and we saw them slowly lose that person entirely because, well, they couldn't have them in a relationship, and so now they don't have them at all. And now they're still in that like negative energy. They put it out and they got it back. It's a shift in perspective. So going into all of this strong energy, if we're feeling the negative energy pulling on us, it's like holding onto our shirt and tugging us like, no, don't leave, come back. So look at it. Say, hey, it's like talking to a kid. It's like, okay, what's wrong? What's going on? Talk to me. That doesn't mean that you're going to give into it, because a little kid could be pulling on your arm saying, hey, can I please have more candy? Please, 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 please. It was so yummy and I just want more. And obviously you can see this kid is on a sugar high, and you are not going to be the one to give them more candy. Okay? You are not going to give in to that. You know that if they have any more candy, they're probably going to puke on you. So you're not going, even though they are so adamant and they're so stubborn and just, they don't skip a beat. They just keep asking. It's like the same with that negative energy. It's going to keep trying to hold you back and tug at you and pull at you and hold you closer. But you know what you should be doing. You know what you should be looking towards. You know how you want to feel in life. You're not going to turn and look at the negative energy and say, okay, I guess just one more day. You're not going to do that. If something isn't good for you, you are not going to go against yourself and say, you know what, maybe you're not so bad. No, you know it's not something that you want to put your energy or focus on, and you pivot and you move. But just like that little kid, you're not completely ignoring them, right? You look at them and you talk to them and you say, no, like, I think you've had enough candy. I know it's really yummy. Maybe tomorrow. It's the same with the negative energy. You don't completely ignore it, because then it's still going to be holding on to you, trying to hold you. You look at it and you realize where it's coming from, what its purpose is in your life, what it's trying to do, what the end result would be if you did choose to go with it. How would that make you feel versus going in the other direction? Why is it that you feel so called to listen to it? What hold does it have over you? Are you in control of that, or are you letting an inanimate object have control over you? Which one is it? It's not completely ignoring it just because you know it's bad. It's looking at it and dissecting it, saying, okay, why is this here? Why does this mean so much to me? Why am I giving it that much meaning? How can I change the way I look at this? How can I change that meaning? How can I make it so it's not weighing on me anymore? How can I just let go and move on? So when we're shifting into this new energy, the last thing we want is the old energy tagging along, hitching a ride with us. That's not beneficial to us or others around us. So instead of running away from the challenge, look at the challenge. Because when we get to the other side of that, that's when the reward is going to come in. That's when we're going to really be welcoming in that positive energy without having to worry about, oh, what if this energy tags along? We're going to be standing more firm in our power. We're going to have the utmost confidence that what we're doing is the absolute best decision that we could have ever made, and nothing is standing in our way. Because the bottom line is, it's not the negative energy standing in your way. You're standing in your own way by allowing that into your life, by matching that frequency. You get what you put out. So stop reasoning with it. Stop just shoving it down. Look at it like a pimple. You can put layers and layers and layers and layers of makeup over it, and it might be gone for a little bit, but it's still there. It's still there. You can't suppress something that you are subconsciously allowing into your life. You need to look at it. Change the perspective, drop the meaning that you're giving it. And I know I mentioned this in another video, but it's just a good example. Like if somebody gave you a piece of paper and written on it was some word in a different language that you didn't recognize, they would say, how does this make you feel? And you're looking at it, you have no idea what it even means. You're like, I don't feel any which way about it. I don't know what it is. But then they tell you the word, and maybe it's something that just rubs you the wrong way, and you're like, oh my God, like, no, I don't like that. That's the way all words kind of started. Like, you decide what meaning you give to it. So if you're going to let an inanimate object, a word on a piece of paper, affect you, it's not even that somebody's saying it to you. They're just saying, hey, how do you feel about this word? It's just a word. You're giving it the meaning, and then it's affecting you. Don't give it the meaning that it's looking for, and it won't weigh anything. So I hope this helps clear some of the confusion up on, going towards that higher frequency, the brighter future, but still feeling the darkness looming over you. It wants attention. It's like a child. Treat it like one. You wouldn't give a child the keys to your car or a wallet to go to the store with. You're not going to let that negative energy control your life. You control your life. So look at it, see what it wants, see why it's there, and I can guarantee you the root of the problem is something that you've been suppressing. It's something that you've been subconsciously allowing into your life, and now that you recognize it, you're able to stop it. You can stop it, you can process it, you can change it. And any problem, this can go for anything is figure outable. Anything and everything. So if you're starting to lose faith, snap out of it, because that's what the negative energy wants. Okay? You are not going to give the negative energy your social security number so it can go and live your life for you. You're not going to do that. So keep looking at that bright future, but don't forget to process through the challenges that are being shown to you, because that's where the growth is. Once you get through the challenge, you will get to that future that you're looking at, the future that you are focusing on. Your energy will go to the right place once you stop running. So again, I hope this helps. If you haven't already, give a quick like and subscribe. Share it to a friend if you think it'll benefit them, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.